Hey everybody, Barry here again. Working on a motorcycle today. A little bit of back and forth between the truck, the bike, all kinds of fun stuff, but there's always something on the go. So I went up to the scrapyard yesterday. This video was kind of out of nowhere because I found something really cool. Here is a first aid kit from an old CN railway train, and you can see it's quite rough, and that's absolutely perfect. And in here, somebody's after drilling 500 holes in it and the top, so I'm going to kind of repair that the best I can without changing the look of the first aid kit. But this is going on my bike. On this little unit right here, this is my 87 Suzuki Savage 650 single, and it rides like terrible, so I'm also going to take off the shocks and put a solid, like a hardtail in it with a Springer seat to make it more terrible, because why not? Might as well pound my kidneys. But this thing is going to go pretty much right there, like a saddlebag. And I'm going to have it on the same angle as where the shock would be that my solid bars are going to go. And I think it's going to be kind of cool. I don't have a saddlebag on this at all, so this will be kind of nice. It's not very big, but it'll be able to hold a few things. And I also have some foam right over here that this came out of something that came in a package. It's fairly thick, but it is very compressible, so that'll stop anything from vibration damaging anything that I put in the box. I'm just going to take off one shock for now, and that way I can make my bar up. When I'm ready to set the height, I'll pull off the other side and I'll set the bike down where it needs to be. I'm going to set it with just enough room so the tire doesn't smash off the light. And then after, I'll make up the mount off of the bar for the can. And my plate is usually right here, so I don't know if maybe I'll put the can on this side and put my plate here, or either way, it doesn't matter anyway. I wouldn't want both of it on one side, just kind of jumbled up. Yeah, so it sags pretty good anyway with just one shock on it. So I can pretty much set it. I just want to put my hand in between this light. So right there is actually not bad. That's about a ½ an inch or an inch lower. So this should be relatively easy to make. This is still pretty hot, so I'm gonna keep my glove on. But basically, this goes right in through, and I left it a little bit long because the pipe is actually a little tiny bit bigger than that shock bolt. So I left it long so that the washer would clamp this very tight between the washer and this mount and not have to worry as much about it rattling or anything. And it'll be super tight. And same thing right up here. That'll fit perfect. So I'm going to cut 3 more of these. Got my couple pieces cut out. Now I haven't done anything like this before, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm doing it completely wrong, because it's very possible that I am. I think the big nut goes up there actually. So that'll work. And I'll grab a washer after for that one. It's just mock-up stage for now. Well, this will also work, so that's really cool right there. Now, I want to push this down and measure between these 2 posts to see how long my bar is going to be. So I'll put some weight on this. And I think 8 3/4 would be perfect for the length of that bar. And then I'll cut my other one the exact same length because they're at the same heights on each side. And that'll give me a nice level riding angles there, so I won't be putting any extra load on any of these bars. Now, I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to cut up one of my old 4-link bars from the rat rod, and I say I'm probably going to regret it because I could use this again. this should be relatively easy. You can see that my pipe is bigger than the diameter of this pipe here. So I'm just gonna clamp it in the vise, make it pretty much the same shape, and weld it together. Now, I don't know if clamping it is gonna be enough, or I might have to smack it with a hammer. Seems to be working. There, and there. Now, it's not very pretty, but it won't be too bad when I get some welding on it. Well, I jumped ahead a little bit, and that is still super hot, but I'm going to go ahead and weld this other end on here. I just lined it up in the vise, made sure it was straight, and then crimped the bottom of this one again. And now I'm going to go ahead and weld this one. And I also have this bar crimped, so I can go and weld the other two on. It's a new day, and I forget where I left off with this, but I think I was cutting and welding this together anyway. So here is the bar. I laid it in place, tried it out. It fits really well, actually. I need to grind down back here a little tiny bit to get it in toward this bracket more here. As you can see, it strikes because when I squished the pipe together like that, it widened it out right here, and I just need to kind of grind it a little bit. And on the outside, I need to do the same thing. Not really a big deal. It's not gonna change the integrity or anything of this, but it's actually kind of cool looking. I like it a lot. That's like super cool. I'm sure this has been done many, many times, but it's my first time. And my can is gonna sit kind of like this. It won't stay there now. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna sit sort of like that. I love it. I think it's super cool. And I gotta figure out if my plate is gonna go right here, or maybe I'll put a little bracket right there. A lot of people suggested that. I don't know yet because the plate is a lot wider than the can, so who knows. And I do like seeing it back there. So I don't know, maybe I'll just mount it over here like that because I don't hate that either. We will see. The plate, we'll figure it out after. First, I want to get this done. I did complete the second bar also when I welded the other one together. And I'm going to go ahead and grind that one down the same as that one. And we'll check back in a sec. Well, I thought about painting these, but I'm pretty impatient. So I'm not going to because I don't want to wait for it to dry. Yeah. Of course, I still have the spring on this side, so it's still pretty tight. Work. There we go. Looks like it needs to be ground a little tiny bit more there. Let's see if I can flip it. Make it work there. Not really. Kind of. Let's see. It's actually not that bad. That'll work for me. It's super cool. Super duper cool, man. And the big nut goes up there. Okay, so I'll come up with a different plan for my light, but great. I love it. I'll go ahead and take my other side apart. This side is just going to be a minute to take apart. Assuming this is actually going to be friendly with me. Apparently it might not. Oh, here we go. That one's out. I'm probably going to completely regret doing this. But nice thing is, if I don't like it, I can just unbolt these strut bars, put my shocks right back on again. And I probably should have left that one unbolted first. So, this might make it easier to get off. Maybe. This is not a hammer. This is also not a hammer. But it works. When you don't want to walk all the way across the room to the hammer. Come on. Oh no, my tail lead is going to get broken. Apparently this bike is much heavier than I expected. Yeah. Dude, I did not expect it to be that heavy. Wow. Okay, that's better. Well, it's going to work. It's going to work just fine. I love the look of it. Super cool. Is it going to be comfortable? Absolutely not. We don't do it for comfort. I actually love the look of this. How cool is that? How cool is that? What a nice look. I love it with no shocks on the back. And it is solid. There is no suspension whatsoever on the back of this thing. That looks pretty cool with the strut bars back there. I love seeing the belt. That's probably my favorite part of this bike, is that it's belt driven. Moving on to the saddle bag, saddle box, saddle kit. I don't know what it's called. I am going to mount it, of course, like that. And I found this scrap piece of metal that I have here, and I think I'm going to bolt it right to the back of here like this. And then I will weld it to the back of the box right there. That will be my bottom mounting point down here. And that'll give me a nice close location to the tire, so it's not stuck right off here like that. And it's going to be very close, but still stable. And I'll also make a tab to go right here somewhere, and probably off the bottom of my seat bracket right here, so that it's triangulated with 3 points of contact. And I think it'll work really well. So I've made sure I got my orientation here correct, and I'm just going to scrape off some of this back here so I can put a few tacks on it. I don't really want to destroy the box, but really it's just an old first aid kit. But it'd be nice to keep the backside looking like this also, because it is visible from the other side of the wheel. So I just want to grab a few spots here where I can tack weld it. That'll be fine. And I'm going to put it over this way, I think. Pretty much right there. Now, one issue is, where do I even get a ground? It doesn't seem like anywhere is a very good ground. So, I guess I'll just clamp right on here and hold it, I guess. Good. This is not ideal. Yep, definitely not ideal setup, but it'll work. I just want to get it straight. Definitely could have cleaned the metal up. Instead of just scraping it off. I don't want to turn the heat up anymore. Oh, I actually got a weld out of it. That's pretty cool. And I burned a hole in it. But seriously, you know, it's not like there's no holes in it. Mint. That's gonna be just okay. Well, I only have one tab welded on yet, but I'm really curious to see what this is gonna look like. And also, it's still smoking and extremely hot. So I wouldn't suggest doing it like I'm doing it, but how cool is that? Oh man. And I just can bend it out a little bit. I can get my hand in between the tire and the can, and I can weld, say, one tab down to here and another one up to the seat bracket, so it won't be doing this, but that does exactly what I want it to. What a great looking bike. If the tank wasn't so shiny. I wonder if I could get that same paint code and just shoot at it with a salt gun for like 3 days straight. That is super cool. And I'm like, oh man, I'd like to have a Twinkie. Oh look, Twinkies. Close it up, put my little hitch pin back in it, done. Well, that's absolutely perfect. I have to put on one more bracket, and in my scrap bin, I have another piece that has probably the correct size hole drill in it, actually. This was different brackets that I had made up for various things for the rat rod. And it will go right there and bolt up to my tail light bracket just fine. And also, it's far too long. You can't see it because my big old hand's in the way. It's far too long. You can kind of see a shadow of it down there. So I am going to mark where it needs to be cut or where it's going to be welded on, and I'll say add on 1 inch and just weld it. Alrighty, I'll try to get a half sensible angle of this anyway. So that's going to be about how flat it is there, at about the height. Okay. And I'm just going to leave about 1 inch or so, and I'll go cut that off really quick, and then we'll weld it on. That's a real good angle here, but I'm just going to undo the tail light bracket, and I slotted the hole in this so I can just put it in through, because this tail light bracket goes pretty much to the atmosphere. So that should slide right in. Oh, look at that. I just got to bend it. Yep, I should have bent it. over on the bench. This might be a bit of a better angle. So I bent my bracket into sort of an S shape so it can transfer out without actually bending anything. And I might have to do this a couple times here, but yep, we need to go a little bit further. I think I'll just bend the top now. Little bit more bendy. Third time's a charm. We will see. Third time, maybe a little bit too much. Yeah, there we go. It's a good thing this thing is very forgiving. Does it look straight? Maybe a little bit not. That looks better. Okay. So I'm just going to tighten up the bolt there. Man, I think this is pretty stiff. Like, it's not going anywhere. This is a very tight spot. Get that to bend a little bit. I just need to tack it onto the back of the box right here. I just want to make sure that it's placed correctly. I'm just going to give myself a little bit more room. Just remove the seat. And it's not going to be as easy as it used to be. Oh, here we go. That's not too bad. Much better. And now I don't risk catching my seat on fire when I weld to the back of the box there. And I think I'll go tack it now. Well, the inside of the box caught on fire. I don't even think I'm going to unbolt it. I think I'll just weld it right where it is. Big old hole in it again. It's welded on, and I think I can safely say that that is very solid. Like, I'm moving the whole bike by pulling on this thing. So it's welded on the top, it's welded down here in the corner, so I think it's really, really good. It's solid. To make sure this thing stays closed, I have these, they're calling them Presto pin. Never really heard it called that before. The part number is 40876. Now this is an old CarQuest number, so it's probably gonna supersede to something different, but I'm sure everybody knows where to get one of these. So I am just going to put that right there like that. Now it can't come open at all. I probably should put it back a little tiny bit so it's like that, but yeah, that looks great. There are holes in this, which is not great because rain, but I don't really know what to do about that. I don't want to put anything on the back side of it and have it all like you can see new sheet metal or anything through here, so I'll probably leave it for now. But if any water gets in there, it pretty much should drain out through there anyway. I might be able to drill a small hole right here so any water just drains right off. But I don't drive this thing when it's raining that much, so who knows? Maybe I'll just leave it like it is. But I'm a big fan. Now the next question, where do I put my license plate? We need one of those. So here's the plate. I got a new plate because the old one over here was absolutely destroyed. and somebody had it put together with plexiglass on it. But anyway, a bunch of people said, why don't you put it there? Huh. It will work there. Kind of takes away from the thing, but huh, that's almost too good. Wow. So do I put it like that, or like this? Yeah, I don't think so. I think I like it the other way. It says mellow 3-1. That's funny. Yep, all right, it's going like that, and I'll just fold the bottom down over a little bit, drive a couple self-tappers in there, done. Alrighty, let's try, see how well this works. Should at least try to center it a little bit. Close enough. I'm using an impact bit driver to drill a hole, so it's probably going to get loud in a second. Whoops, I messed up. Relax. Definitely not the first hole that's been drilled in this container. There we go. Super cool. And hopefully the lid will still close without it getting in the way of the plate. Okay. These little plastic screws are actually not bad at all. Look at that. Just perfect. Well, it's all back together. License plate is on it. Man, what a cool look. I love this little bike. Now, I probably absolutely ruined it by making it a hardtail. And if I did, I will just have to remake my saddle box brackets and put the shocks back in it. Not a big deal, like half-hour worth of work, and I got it redone again, right back to a soft tail. So even if I regret it, not a big deal. I can have it fixed in no time. So I'm going to take this thing for a drive, see how bad it beats a tailbone out of me, because it did that when it had shocks on it. So it's probably much worse. And it might just live up in the pan of the rat rod forevermore, and strap it in and just drive it around looking cool. Not really into that though, but anyway. So I'm gonna clean it up here and go home and go for a drive, go up and meet Cass on the highway, just take the thing for a drive. At some point I have to fix the cam timing chain tensioner thing because it's making a little bit of noise, so I suspect that it's very shortly gonna grenade on me, so I won't be driving it anymore after today. So thanks for checking out the channel, and thanks all new subscribers, and thanks my YouTube members and patrons. If you want to check out my Patreon, it's patreon.com/stationroadratrods. YouTube members link is down here. And also check out my merch store at the bottom of the video, because I got some cool stuff on the go there, like hoodies and t-shirts and stickers and stuff that helps me do this stuff, because it's a bunch of fun. And thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody.